Welcome back to Afternoon Live. If you are a plant lover with limited space or just looking for ways to liven up a bookshelf or a windowsill, our next guest is here to help. We welcome back the co-author of How to Plant a Room and Grow a Happy Home, Erin Harding. Hello, my friend.
Hi, Hannah. Nice to see you.
You have brought the most adorable things today.
I know.
They're
okay.
So cute.
So I feel like we always talk about big plants.
Yeah.
And people are always looking for the biggest and most beautiful tropical plant for their home. But sometimes we don't have the space for that, right? Or the ability to care for big plants.
True.
So today I'm going to talk about my most favorite tiny plants.
They're so tiny.
How to get tiny plants.
Okay.
And then how we keep them tiny.
Right.
Yes. So, because some of these plants will get big if we let them.
Okay.
But, okay, so first of all, when you want a tiny plant, it could be for a bookcase, an office, the windowsill, right?
Yeah.
We do need small plants sometimes. So the best way to do that is to propagate a small piece off of a bigger plant.
Okay.
So we talked about propagation last time, and you can always just propagate a piece of a plant and put it in a pot, and that makes for a tiny plant, right? You can also go to a local nursery or plant shop and really look for like the 2-inch nursery pots. Those are your best bet for small plants. But once you get them potted up like this, we want to be able to keep them small.
Yes.
So there's a couple ways we can do that. One, we can do it by sort of trimming them, or, you know, sometimes we look for areas where it's getting too big and we can just give it a snip, right?
Okay.
And so when we do that, it will oftentimes branch off and make it bushier, but not as tall.
Oh, that's cool.
So we can do that with plants. The other thing is about once a year when it's time to typically pot them up, we would pull them out and trim some of the roots and put it back in the same pot with fresh
because that's what gets really
mix.
Crowded underneath the stuff you can't see.
Yep. So, and part of the fun part of small tiny plants is the pots they go in, right?
Well, yeah, come on.
This
is like the fashion accessory of it all.
I know. So I'm just going to go through these really quick. This right here is a Pilea peperomioides.
Whoa.
Well, they can't make it easy for us, right? So this one is fun. It has really fun little like silver dollar type of leaves. And so this one is just super cute. It will get big, but you can keep it small.
Okay.
It will also grow tiny little ones out of the potting mix. And so you can propagate those ones out. This is a Haworthia. So this is a succulent. These will stay really small. As you can see, we have a
That's the
tiny one here. How
I've
cute
ever
is that?
seen in my entire life.
I know, in the pot. I mean, come on. So that's super cute, and you can propagate, like I propagated this one off of this one.
Oh, fun.
And so it just, we were able to make another.
That's so cute.
And then this is a Ficus Benjamin. This is a dwarf version. So basically, you can get the big tall ones for your entryway if you want, but they made a smaller version. So this, it looks like a little tree, but it's just tiny and it's super cute.
Benjamin, that's so sweet.
Yep. And then we have a Fittonia down here. That one is really pretty. It comes in like a pink and a green, and then it also comes in a white and a green. And so this one is really great for areas like bathrooms where they have a little bit more moisture and things like that, or by the kitchen windowsill.
That color is so vibrant,
isn't
on
it?
that.
I know,
Wow.
it's gorgeous. And then here we have Hoya plants, this one and this one. There's a couple different, well, there's probably 300 to 400 different varieties of Hoyas, but you can get ones with smaller leaves. We have a Bella and a couple different ones right here, and those will stay small as long as you just kind of keep them trimmed.
Okay.
And then we have a peperomia. There are at least 150 different varieties of peperomia.
Wow.
And we were talking backstage about how these are also pet friendly. So,
that's so
this
nice.
is a really good one
Okay.
to keep. And then this one is a false Aralia. And this is just, it's very similar to this one.
Yeah.
It will get bigger if
tiny
you let
tree.
it, but you can keep it tiny
Okay.
also.
And then you have to kind of know in terms of what they need to be potted in as well. These are all kind of different materials
Yes,
they have
so
here.
I recommend something like a clay or terracotta pot. That's typically best. The terracotta is best for things like succulents, and ones that have a little bit more of the thicker leaves because they hold more water.
Oh, okay.
And so the terracotta really tends to pull the moisture out, which is great.
Right.
And so that's good for plants like that. And then some of the other plants or the pots like this that have the glaze on them are kind of just a really good middle pot for any plant.
Oh, cool.
Those work really well for
Lots
any
of
kind
different
of plant.
things.
Yep, and then most of these you want to just give it bright indirect light.
Okay.
And then I would say just be careful because you will have to water a little more since it doesn't have as much potting
just a
soil.
few drops at a time.
Yeah. We've been there before, you and I.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yes, so tons of different options, but these ones are my favorite, and I think
So
they're just
fun.
fun for a little bookshelf or your office or something like that. So
Brighten up your
super
desk at
cute.
work is a great place to start. Oh my gosh,
Add a
always
little
so
life.
nice to see you.
Nice to see
These
you
were
too,
so
Hannah.
fun. Okay, we
Thank
will
you.
have more about Erin's book. Again, it is How to Plant a Room and Grow a Happy Home. We'll have all the information on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.